So here we are for my project presentation. This is my final part. My name is Whitney Perry. I am a senior here at Ball State University. I am majoring in news journalism and telecommunication, and I also have a minor in digital media. And for this semester for Icon 495, we had to do our senior capstone. For the senior capstone, I wanted to do something a little bit different in order to get a better understanding and to help you guys understand what I am trying to do for this project. So, for this project, I was trying to do something that is more interested to me and something that I really like and that I've always been interested in. I've always been interested in makeup and dealing with different products, not just makeup but also skincare products. I use them personally for myself, but yeah, so I'll be breaking down a little bit of my project to get you guys a better understanding of what I'm trying to look for and what I'm trying to do as my idea as my senior capstone. So, first, the problem. The problems that I had, like for what I'm trying to look for, is that a lot of people, especially women, mainly women, they have a hard time trying to find makeup that is made just for them, especially minorities and women with sensitive skin. Um, it's always been a tough, and when they do, it will be more expensive than what how products are normally are, especially for people that have very sensitive skin, oily skin, like could be oily, dry skin, irritated skin, just anything that's very sensitive to the body. And I thought this always been a problem because, I have friends and people, and I know people that have a difficult time dealing with finding special products made for them, but it's also always be expensive, and sometimes they don't want to pay for that much because it's just like, well, it's the same product, just something different, and it's the same as, regular customers. Like, for me, I don't have sensitive skin, so I buy regular makeup that is fit for me. The only problem is finding the one that's the right shade for it. So I wanted to do a little focus on that and try to keep it more focused on women because and especially for minority women because it is a struggle and it's always been a hard time finding that. So the scope of this project is to keep focus, like I said, on the women and how they all deserve to have the same products and use the same products all the time. Um, each woman should feel equal and feel comfortable when wearing makeup and or skincare products. As I said in previous time that each woman or each person should feel comfortable in their own skin and should not feel uncomfortable or feel a void that they have to try to go find something that fits for them. So, with minorities, that's always been a big issue trying to find the right shade or the right tone of foundation, primer, anything that could fit for minority women. So, that's why I wanted to focus my project on that. So, for the audience, I wanted my audience to be especially um, focused on young women, or as I should say, young college women or young adults, especially in college, of course. It's always something that's been important. Every college girl will go through the stage of wearing makeup. Like, I know for me, for a fact, I took some years throughout college that gave me the practice and the idea of what type of looks and what makeup to use. I mean, I always been using makeup since high school because of theater, but you know. But for young adults and for it's like senior high school to like mainly college students, they deserve to have a type of brand that's cheaper for them to buy and to pick up, and something they can find, especially for minorities, is they can find that type of brand and that type of product to use. So I suggest that, you know, I just thought it was a good idea to give that audience the focus here because they make a lot more products for older women, especially for, aging and everything like that. So I wanted to put mainly on the focus of for young adults. So the outcome, with the outcome of this, so the reason for this project, like I said, and is just to help women, especially young women, feel comfortable in their own skin. Every woman is really, they deserve to feel the beauty when wearing makeup and to feel fresh when using skincare products. It also, a lot of us can't afford it, especially being a college student. It's tough trying to pay for a lot of things. So for the product, so I just feel it should be a little bit cheaper for people's budget, especially for younger people. So for for the paper prototype, it this is just the paper prototype. So this was the very first rough draft, the very first rough draft that I had to show my ideas of what I'm trying to do. So when I did the paper prototype, uh, I just did some drawings of like show like because I'm wanting to be creating a website and for an app for women to come and shop online. So I decided to make the prototype a website and put like information about me, contact us, and some of the quote unquote products that the users or the quote unquote customers can buy from the website. So when I had the paper prototypes, I decided to put a little test. Just it's a rough draft, but just to see and how it can start off to get a better understanding of what is important and what users and think that is like a good idea and what I need to be added on. So I asked a couple of people, just two people, and I did some scenarios for them and talked to them about it and tried to point out certain things for me. And some things were good and some things definitely needed work. Um, some of the users suggested that I add more to the website. It's not about always just buying the product, but like explain more or make the customer feel comfortable coming on the website because they want to, the idea is for someone to feel comfortable in their skin and get a better understanding. Well, they need to get a better feel what the website is and what it's all about. Um, so it was a lot of improvement on the paper prototype. So it definitely gave me more ideas of what I can add, and plus looking up other companies and their websites and how they work for their websites and how they draw their customers into buying their products, and just basically you get a better understanding on how everything works. So when I got down to it, when it came to the digital prototype, this is where it really got interesting, and I actually was enjoying doing the digital prototype because now I can actually see my work coming to real life and seeing the like picture and getting the ideas from my head to be put on to the actual site. So when doing the digital prototype, it was tricky at first because I just didn't know what else to add. But then as I kept thinking about it and more ideas kept popping up, there were some ideas I had for the website. So one idea I had was adding blogs, like definitely writing blogs and also having YouTube channels from different art like makeup artists and people who are reviews on the products that are being used from this website, and also teaching, young adults or people that don't know how to use makeup how to use the product correctly. So I wanted to make it very helpful and very useful to this, and I thought it would be a good idea. And I just didn't want it to make it just makeup, but also skincare as well. I made it the website called Native. I said Native because, like I said in the beginning, every person should feel comfortable in their own skin and feel the beauty of it. They shouldn't feel like something they're not or feel uncomfortable. So I decided to go with the name Native and do the colors like the native blue goes with it, and the golds like the yellows and the creams and the white to keep it calm and soothing, because even though it's selling makeup, I'm also selling skincare and facial cleanses to make it feel like a calm website, somebody that doesn't feel rushed or feel just all this excitement on here. So each user that gets on the website can definitely feel the comfortable about it. So throughout the project, before I well, let's go back here before I get there. So throughout the project, there's been a lot of tests and a lot of tasks with coming to this digital prototype. So I had did some users. I brought a few users and had them scale 1 to 7 with the project, and have they do practice on it. Two of them that did the first practice, they came. I asked them to again to work, see how the digital prototype work. So when I was having them do this, I felt a little bit better. I was getting better feedback. They were still suggesting more, just like little things like adding the return policy, making sure there's more information about the product and what is being used. They did like that the blog was on there, and like how the product is like helpful, and that's like for the case of the skin. Um, just also have they also suggest that I also have like like I said, believe the return policy and like little information, little details, so they won't feel as though they are out of the loop. So I thought that was a good idea, and to try to go with that suggestion, because every person wants to make sure before they buy a product they need to make sure they have every little information that they have, which is really important, because if something goes wrong or they just assume and then something's not right, then it's a whole nother problem. And then they don't feel good, and then they'll put bad reviews, and that's not what we want for this website. So definitely have to think about the customer first. Like, that's the point of this. Think about the customer first and the women that are trying to quote unquote buy products from this website. So overall, throughout the project, it has been some changes within. Um, like I said, I used different users throughout the process, just to get a better insight and a better scoop of what I am looking for and what they are trying to look for within it. So I just want to get a better feel and a better understanding with the whole website and the project overall, because like I said, as a minority, it really is hard to try to find a lot of things such as foundation, which is very extremely hard to find for the right skin tone. So hopefully that will be making a change sometime soon here. So, overall, the project was very helpful. I did enjoy doing this project, and it was something that gave me good practice when it came to digital video and how to do um, websites and working with prototypes, and just making sure you're keeping the users satisfied and having the greatest feedback and the help from the users as well, because sometimes just trying to do it on your own is hard, and trying to making sure it's perfect, like making sure everything is perfect. But when you have people that support and are wanting to help out and making sure that everything's okay, that is perfect. So I thank you guys so much. I hope this project is very helpful. I enjoyed it myself. I thought this was a good idea to do, and I thank you for listening, and thank you guys.